when it comes to getting people to open up to you, one of the key components of doing that is being mysterious and having some mystery to you. Have you ever been in a car with somebody, or you ever been in an awkward situation with somebody where neither of you is saying anything, and then all of a sudden, like, that person, they start talking to you or whatever, and then y'all just start bouncing information off of one another? This is one of the best skills to have when it comes to communication, because being mysterious means that you are not giving your full story. You're not really giving any type of information on yourself. So naturally, when people are around you, they're going to feel a slight intimidation, but not like in a bad way. You see, most people are not comfortable really with silence, and it is human nature for somebody who wants to dig at something that they don't really understand. It can work in attraction. It can come in any type of bonding situation when it comes to men and women. Just think about it. If you've ever found interest in somebody, it's always because you want to know more about that person, because they don't spill their beans. They don't give all the information on themselves, and you don't really know a lot about them. You're like, I wonder what's different about him. But when it comes to somebody who is very out there and they're always talking about what they're doing, how they do it, and always talking about their experiences, always wanting to have a spotlight on them, people can get annoyed by that, because like in human nature, we don't like people who like to pat themselves on the back. It comes off as arrogant. It's just part of us. So when it comes to getting people to open up to you, like I said, it's very important to have that mystery to you. And I'll give you an example. So I was with this guy in the car, or I'll say the truck, and me and him, we didn't know each other. I've worked with him for a while, and he was a person who was not very comfortable with silence. See, me, myself, I've always been the type of person who I don't really say much. I'm more of a listener more than a speaker myself. And the people that I do conversate with a lot, they're usually a lot closer to me. They're people that I like to have deep conversations with and have like those really tight bonds, rather than have a lot of friends. That's just me as an introvert. So when we were riding together, he would always often say, well, you don't talk much, you don't say much, this and this and that. But he would always tell me about his experiences. He always tell me about how he likes to do things and what he likes to do. All of his, I'm not gonna say business, but say it's basically his business. He would tell me all of that. So whenever he would ask me a question, I always respond vaguely, but not in a way where like I'm kind of blowing him off, or I feel like I don't want to answer the question. Like, say like he'd ask me something like, hey, what are we gonna do for this weekend? I'm like, oh, I'm probably about to go enjoy myself, do this and that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really go into like the details of what I'm doing. And because of that, naturally people are gonna feel like that you owe them more information, because they've told you so much. There's that mystery to you're interested, and they tell you all this information, and they know that you're not gonna say anything because you're that reserved, mysterious person. You see, somebody who talks a lot, especially about other people usually aren't going to trust you with their information, because you have an uncontrolled tongue. So you really have an advantage, like if you are an introvert. I'm not saying introverts are better than extroverts. They both have strengths and weaknesses. So whether you're one or the other, there's nothing wrong with that. But really, talking from the perspective of an introvert, you really have a superpower that you don't know about. That mystery, that mystery that comes with you, and embracing it, and knowing that you don't have to be super extroverted to be accepted by society. See, in this 20th century, we really put extroversion on a big pedestal more than we used to, way back in the 19th, 18th century. I'm not exactly sure when. I'm just going by like how things have changed. But, rather than looking up to like astronauts and doctors and, people like that, our culture often looks up to like celebrities. People are always on the TV, people that are always out in the media looking to entertain people. That's where our attention goes to, rather than the person who, they kind of like to enjoy themselves. They enjoy their own company. They enjoy doing things by themselves and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's how you feel, then that's what you should be. You know what I'm saying? And I heard this good quote by Susan Cain. It's from this book called Quiet. I haven't read it yet, but I'm about to read it. And basically what she was saying is, if you enjoy doing something in your free time, then do what you like doing. Don't do what you think you should be doing. You may hear like a lot of stuff about relaxation, like how it's good to like just sit in a bathtub, read a book or something like that. But there's a lot of people that do stuff like that, and they do that because they think that's what they should be doing to relax, when in actuality it may be just a narrative in their head, if you get what I'm saying. You may do that, but you may actually just enjoy laying in your bed and watching YouTube videos, or just, doing something with your hands. You know what I'm saying? That may be the thing that relaxes you. And that's the thing that you have to know that actually makes you you. You know what I'm saying? And if you're an introvert, you, like I said, you really have this superpower of not having your tongue get you in trouble. The most powerful thing that you have when it comes to being around people and things that, and like, especially like opportunities and stuff like that, is being able to control your tongue. And that's why they say, like, when a man gets emotional, there can never be a good decision made. You can't act off of emotion. It can get you in trouble. Just like we seen Will Smith at the Oscars. I mean, we've seen Will Smith all these years, and he's always been like that great role model until he let his emotions get the best of him. He makes this one big mistake. Now we all look at him differently. You know what I'm saying? And it's always good to take things with a grain of salt and not really take in every information that you think of is true. So yeah, that's just like that's just a little video I want to make on introverts. And I definitely want to make more videos about this, especially after I read this book, just about the stuff that I've learned. Because myself, I've always been an introvert, and I've tried to step out to extroversion, which I can, but it's not really my personality. I've always kind of been this way. Like I said, in case I just have like some very close friends I'm very comfortable around. So I don't want y'all to ever think that being an introvert is a liability, when it's actually a big strength and you can use it to your full advantage. So make sure y'all like, subscribe. It's Lemon Till.